He's known as 66 Garage, a random name that was given to him. He was injured in a car crash near the U.S.-Mexico border when he was just a teenager. He can't walk or talk and has both feeding and breathing tubes, and for the past 15 years, he's been on life support in a Coronado nursing home. No one knows who he is or if he has any family, but that could soon change. I'm joined by inewsource reporter Joanne Faryon, who first brought us this story. Joanne, first of all, why is this man known as 66 Garage?
Well, Amita, it really was just a random name he was given when he landed in the emergency room, and he was given that name to distinguish him from the other John Does in the hospital at the time.
And what is new in this story?
Well, let's back up 4 months ago. I interviewed Enrique Moronos. He's head of Border Angels. He was really touched by this story, and he decided he wanted to get involved. He put together a team of people who he thought could help find Garage's true identity. And I'll start with the head of Border and Customs Enforcement, or Customs Protection. He met with him in Washington, D.C., Mike Fisher, and he said, look, I've got this case. You've got to help me. Fisher signed on, and that sort of got the ball rolling. He got Congressman Juan Vargas involved in all of this, State Senator Ben Hueso, various academics, and also what was really key in all of this, he got some border agents involved, and the union rep for the San Diego local, he became really a pivotal part of all of this.
So it's really this unlikely alliance, as you described in your story. This team comes together. What was the team able to do that the nursing home could not do all these years?
Right. So first of all, they came up with a plan. They were going to start this whole publicity campaign in Mexico. They were going to post Garage's photo, try to get on television in Mexico. They were going to file public records requests to try and get original accident reports. But it turns out the first thing they tried might have worked. And that's where the border agents and the border agent union comes in. They arrange for a forensics team to come into the nursing home and do biometrics, scan Garage's fingerprints, his images, other sort of identifying markers. They ran it through their database, and up comes a hit. Somebody who 15 years ago was known to Border Patrol. So they get a name.
And then what? What do they do with the information?
Well, now we go on the Mexico side of things. They get this name, and Mexican officials then help track down a relative to this person. Now what's happening is they're running DNA samples to see if they're a match. But this is the first time the people at the nursing home have been so optimistic.
So what will happen? First of all, when will we know the results of the DNA test, and what will happen if he's a Mexican citizen, and who will pay for his care?
Yeah, good question. So first of all, it could be any day now that we find out if this really is him. So if it turns out he's not in the country legally, that he's came here illegally, the California government can still pay for his care. There's a provision in Medi-Cal that allows for long-term care of undocumented residents. His care at the nursing home is about $700 a day. Medi-Cal pays for it because right now he's poor. Medi-Cal pays for the care of poor people. The other thing that's going to happen that's going to complicate things is his family will now assume control over his care. So they'll be making all of his life and death decisions, all of his health care decisions for him, if in fact his family's located.
So could reuniting Garage with the family then change the kind of care that he receives?
Well, they can decide to continue his treatment in the nursing home. Will it change his prognosis? Right now, he can't move, he can't talk. His level of consciousness is really unknown. He does respond to pain. Nursing home officials don't think he responds to emotion. It's tough to say. I've seen him, I visited with him, I've smiled at him, he smiled back. Maybe it was a reflex, no one really knows. I think the big thing here, it's really going to help his family. Obviously for 15 years, somebody out there is missing a brother or a son, so finally they may know what happened to him.
So very, very quickly, is there a possibility that if he does see a long-lost relative, such as a mother or a sibling, that might spark an emotion in him, and we might know if maybe his sense of awareness is greater than originally thought?
I think that's what we would all hope for, but you know, after spending a lot of time covering this issue last year in that nursing home, you see that in terms of being able to judge one's level of consciousness or awareness, it's just simply an unknown, and often we attach all of our hopes and we have all of this optimism, but I don't know if that's really likely.
It's a very touching story, Joanne. Thank you.